Well, let us see what is the next best thing that Blender has to offer. So with that being said and done, I am going to select my camera. If you can't select it, you can select it in 3D viewport, or you can click on numpad 0 to view through camera, and then click on this dotted line. It will select your camera. Next is the object data properties, and we will go to depth of field. The moment we click on depth of field, sometimes something will happen and sometimes nothing will happen. It depends on what distance you are maintaining. If I keep this distance as 1, now the blurring takes place. The object which is closer to camera is blurred less, and the object that is kept far is blurred more. So this depends on the distance. And next thing depends on the f-stop. What we can do is, I can change the f-stop. The lower the f-stop, the more blur the image is. The lower the f-stop, the more blur the image appears. So if I keep it 0.5, the image is completely blurred, nothing to see here. And if I change the distance, if I increase the distance slowly, some of the objects will be visible. Up to 5 meters, everything will be clearly visible. If I keep it somewhere over 5, I can clearly see. I don't know if you could see it on the YouTube or not, but here it is clearly visible. I think a little bit of 7 would be doing the magic. So this point is very clearly visible, and as we go back, the things get blurry and blurry. Now, one of the most beautiful and sweetest thing that Blender developers have done is, if I reduce this f-stop to 0.1 and use this focus object, if you want, you can select your object from here, or what you can do is use the color picker tool like thing and click on an object, and it will focus that object and blur the rest of the thing. So depth of field is nothing but, for in a layman term, depth of field is focus field. The field that is in focus is known as depth of field. It's nothing more than that. F-stop defines the amount of blurriness that you want to bring to your shot. Blades is when we blur this thing, there is this bokeh type effect. If I write bokeh here, B-O-K-E-H, bokeh effect, and anamorphic will be used just in a moment. Bokeh effect is when you blur the lights appears to be shining brightly. So that is called bokeh effect. So that bokeh effect, how many angles should that bokeh effect should have? Now it is currently 0. It starts from 3, 4, 5, 6, and beyond 8 it's completely circle. Beyond 8 it doesn't matter if it has blades or no blades. So I will keep the blade 0. Rotation, these bokehs which are happening, how you want to rotate them, because it is animatable, so you can rotate the bokehs. Rotation from here. Ratio defines the thickness of the blur. If I keep here 0.5, the blur will happen in vertical axis. So the before it is 1:1, and then suddenly it is 0.5, so the blur is horizontal. And if we keep the ratio at 1.5, the blur is more vertical than horizontal. It's more vertical. So for that this is used. But why this was kept? It was kept because bokeh effect anamorphic is a thing. And here in cinemas, anamorphic lenses are used. They give nice lens flares, and also the blurring that takes place takes vertical blurring. So to replicate that thing in 3D, this ratio can be used. That's why this ratio is kept. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure others also subscribe to this channel. I will be posting the content frequently. And if you want to support me personally, you can go on Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, Beam UPI. 9049410365 numbers will be given in the description as well. And if you want to wholeheartedly support me, there is another thing that I have created, Blender Veda Patreon. You can write Patreon/Blender Veda. You get this page, and on this page you can support me so that I could do the things more easily. And if you think I am valuable enough, you can also opt for $20 per month, so that I could live off my job and completely do this thing for you. So with that being said and done, try to see it, learn it, understand it. I will see you in the next video.
Veda.